So, new mods are back after a little break over Christmas. We've got 18 in total, I think, today. This is my second attempt of trying to record this because I got, well, probably about halfway through and the game crashed and I lost my recording and everything, so I wasn't very impressed. So hopefully this will go a little bit better. We've got 7 from Giant Software, so the first 7 that I will show you will be all from Giant Software. Some of them are a little bit up there with the slot count for the console players, including myself. So first of all, we've got this, which is the AEBI TT281 Plus. This is a small tractor. It is 109 horsepower. It runs at 24 miles per hour and it is 31 slot on console. 92,000 base price. Got a few options. We can change the wheel brand from Mitas, Trelleborg, back to Mitas again. In Mitas we can change from standard to wides, twin wheels, back to standard. Trelleborg's is just standard, can't change anything there. Can change the main colour though to anything on there, which is pretty cool. We do have a license plate option as well. So there you go, that's the AEBI TT281 Plus by Giant Software. Next up, again from Giants, we've got the Rigitrac SKH150, 116 grand base price, 150 horsepower, runs at 24 miles per hour, and this is 47 slots on console. This is also in small tractors. Again, a few options there, can change the wheel brand from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKTs, Vederstein, Nokians, back to Trelleborg. Probably won't run through all of them, but I'll just show you sort of some of them. So in Trelleborgs we've got standard, twin wheels, back to standard, Michelin standard, twin wheels, back to standard. Is that the same across the board? Looks to be like it. So that's easy enough actually, isn't it? And then the Vedersteins, yeah, so it's exactly the same across. Nokians could be different, they are. Got standard, standard 2, and the communals back to standard. And we're back to Trelleborgs. Front loader attacher, you can either obviously have no, you can have the quickie, the Hauer, back to no. We can change the main colour again to anything on there, pretty cool. License plate option as well if you wish. That's the Rigitrac SKH150. And another Rigitrac SKH75, this one is from Giants. 82.5 grand base price, 116 horsepower. This runs at 24 miles per hour as well. This is 63 slots on console. That is madness. This is also a small tractor. Few options, a little bit similar, not quite the same, but we've got Michelin's, Trelleborg, Continental, Mitas, Vederstein, back to Michelin. We've got standard, twin wheels, back to standard, twin wheels 2, yeah, so it's slightly different. I won't go through all of them though, but you can see the gist. Front loader, we only have the quickie option, there is no Hauer, so just something to be aware of there. And again, you can change the main colour to anything like so, with a license plate option as well. So that's the Rigitrac SKH75. Next on the list from Giants is the Pottinger NOVAALPIN 261, which is a mower. So you'll find this in the mowers section. 12 grand to buy, requires 45 horsepower to run. It's 11 slots on console. It's got a 2.6 meter wide working width and it runs at 13 miles per hour. There is no options on there, but it's very nicely detailed. Like so. That would be obviously be a front mower. Pretty cool. So that's the Pottinger NOVAALPIN 261. And another one from Giants is the Kverneland Turbo 8000T. This is 79,500 to buy. This is a cultivator, so you'll find it in the cultivator section. Requires 300 horsepower to run it. 22 slots on console. 7.7 meters wide, and it runs at 9 miles per hour. There's no options, just the license plate if you require it. Pretty cool looking bit of kit though, especially if you're into your Kverneland things. That's the Kverneland Turbo 8000T. And we've got another one from Giants, Pottinger SYNKRO 3020. This is a cultivator as well, 14,000 to buy. Requires 90 horsepower to run, 6 slots on console, it's 3 meter wide, and it will run at 9 miles per hour. Again, no options, but it's a very nice, crisp looking bit of kit, as you can see. Going to go down well with the 3 meter cultivator fans. That's the Pottinger SYNKRO 3020. And the last one from Giant Software is the Pottinger Terradisc 3001, 16,000 to buy. This is a disc harrow, requires 95 horsepower to run, 11 slots on console, is also 3 meter wide and runs at 11 miles per hour. Again, no options to change anything, but very nicely detailed again. Very cool. That's the last one, like I say, from Giant Software, Pottinger Terradisc 3001. So, moving on to some other modders now. This is the Stara Max pack. This is by Adams Kong. This is 2 medium tractors. So first of all, we've got the Stara Max 105, 66,000 base price, 105 horsepower, runs at 18 miles per hour. This is 8 slots on console. And then we've got the Stara Max 150, 97 grand base price. It's 180 horsepower, 24 miles per hour this will go at, and it's 10 slots on console. So the first one, the Max 105, got a couple of options. Can change the wheel brand from Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Vederstein, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. In Trelleborg, got standard, wheel weights, wide tyres and weights, narrows, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. Nothing in Michelin, just standard. Continental, we got standard, wides, narrow tyres, and back to standard. Mitas, it's just wide tyres, no options. And the Vederstein, we got standard, wide tyres, narrow tyres, and back to standard. And the Nokians, it's just communal, and then we're back to Trelleborg. Change the license plate if you require. So that's the Stara Max 105. Next, the Stara Max 150. So again, we can change the wheel brand even, from Trelleborg, Michelin. Oh, I like the way that dunk goes down like a drag racer. Continental, Mitas, BKTs, Vederstein, Nokians, Trelleborg. Some slightly different options here because obviously it's the bigger one of the two. So in Trelleborg's got standard, wheel weights, wide tyres, wide and weights, narrows, rear twins, and back to standard. Michelin, we've got wide and weights, wide 2, wide and weights 2, narrow tyres, and back to wide tyres. Was that? Yeah, that was right. Continental, we've got wide tyres, wide and weights, wide tyres 2, wide tyres and weights 2, narrow tyres, back to wides. Mitas, we've got wide tyres, wide and weights, wide tyres 2, wide and weights 2, back to wides. BKTs, wides, wide and weights, wide tyres 2, wide tyres weights 2, back to wides, pretty much the same. Vederstein, standard, wheel weights, wide tyres, wide and weights, wide 2, wide weights 2, rear twin wheels, and narrows, standard. So a little bit more options there. Nokians, you've got wide tyres 2, and then the communals, back to wides. And then back to Trelleborg's. A license plate as well if you want to change that. That's the Stara Max 150. And that was the actual Stara Max pack by Adams Kong. Next up, we've got the Agco 1000 series by Ahran Modding. This is obviously a large tractor. Do have one of these in base game, but this has got a lot more options and configurations with it. 329,000 base price. As you can see, it runs between 396 and 517 horsepower, so it's a bit of a beast. 37 miles per hour. This is 17 slots if you're on console. Quite a few options here. Probably won't go through all the tyre brands and setups, but Trelleborg, Michelin, Mitas, BKT, Nokians, back to Trelleborg. In Trelleborg, got standard, Vario grip, wheel weights, wide tyres and weights, narrow tyres, rear narrow twins, narrow twin wheels US. What I will say about the twin wheels US on Trelleborgs, if you look at the outer rear tyres, they are smaller and they almost look like they are off the deck, which I think they are, aren't they? So you can see they are smaller in size. So I don't know if that's an issue, because if we go into Michelin, similar sort of setup with the tyres, but if we go to the twin wheels US, you can see they're the same size and they are sat on the deck. So just something to maybe be aware. I think that could be a little bit of an issue. Design, we can have the Fence series, the Challenger series, and the Gens Machinery series, like so. So it changes the colours, which is pretty cool. And design, we've got with front fender, without front fender, with front fender with forest cage, so it puts that cage on the bonnet, across the bonnet there, and on the cab. Pretty cool. Without front fender with forest cage, and then with front fender again. Engine setup, we've got a 1038, which is 396 horsepower, 1042, which is 435, 1046, which is 476 horsepower, and then the 1050, which is 517 horsepower. Now, your main colour and your design colour, you can only change that if you are in the Fendt series design, which we are in. I will show you. So main colour, we can change anything to there, which does sort of like the bonnet and sort of the rear mud guards type thing if you want to wheel arches. Design colour will do the cab, like so. And then we've also got rim colour, which we can change like so. You can change the rim colour in all three designs, but not the main colour and design colour. So if I go across to Challenger series, now come down to try and change the main colour, it will not let me do it. And the same with the design colour. But we can change the wheels, like so. And then we've got the license plate options if you want to as well. So that is the Agco 1000 series by Ahran Modding. Next up, we have got the chicken transport trailers by Kverneland. You can find these in animal transport under your tools. These are based on the in-game base animal transport trailers. They've just been modded to take chickens. So first of all, we've got the big Chicken Master Western WCF, 16 grand to buy. This is 4 slots on console. Now it only shows 2 horses down there, so you can either carry 2 horses or this will also take 30 chickens. Obviously not all in one go, so it's either horses or chickens. And then we've got the Wilson Trailer Silver Chicken Star, which is 80 grand to buy. This is 6 slots on console. It will hold all those other animals down the bottom there as well, but you can hold 180 chickens in this one. Obviously you will need a truck or dolly to pull this one though. This one will just hook up to like the pickup and all that lot on a tractor as well. Now, I'm not going to click on these to show you them in the store, because this is my 3rd attempt of recording to this mod review. And every time I get to this and click on these, the game crashes. So whether that's going to happen to some of you guys, and I haven't got any other mods installed apart from the ones that have released today, but it seems to be every time I get to these guys, it crashes. So I'm not going to click on them. But that is the chicken transport trailers by Kverneland 133. Next up, we have got Field Creator by TF2020 Mods. This is basically a pack as well. It's going to be a lot of varying slot counts across the board, so I won't go through all of them. But this is basically going to be able to allow you to use in-game cultivators, I think it's disc harrows and subsoilers to create new fields. So as you can see, I'm actually on the pack itself, so it's showing all of them. So it's all cultivators. If we move along a bit more, we've got disc harrows now we're on to, like so. And then at the end, I think we've got our subsoilers somewhere. There we go. So it's only 3 subsoilers in-game ones. Now, what I will say, if I scroll back to the start, you'll see there is 1 each of each one. So technically, including the in-game one, you have 3 variations of this. Just take this RAIB EG3/9 one. You have one that says Field Creator. They both have Field Creator mod written underneath the price. And then you've got the standard one here. Now up the top there, when we go on the Field Creator one, it does say at the end it is advisable to rent the machine only. I don't know why it says that, because you can use this still as a standard cultivator, because you can change, as far as I can see, I've not tested it all completely. I've just leased one from the shop and sort of checked the buttons and controls on there. But as far as I can see, you can just click between allow create fields and, you know, limit to fields. So I'm not sure why there's 2 different versions on there, but there is. It does say something on the Mod Hub website about the cultivators and disc harrows not being very worker friendly, but the subsoilers are. So again, I've not tested, but it's something for you guys to probably just be aware of and sort of test out yourselves. But as far as I can see, you can still use this as a standard cultivator. You just flick between allow create fields and limit to fields. And my advice anyway, when you're trying to create fields, is to just do it yourself. You don't really want to be going hiring workers or anything like that, in case it does mess anything up. So yeah, that is the Field Creator pack by TF2020 Mods. You can also obviously find these under your tools and under the relevant sections. So cultivators, these are all the standard in-game ones. This is that RAIB one at the start, or Rabby, I'm not sure how you say it. Then you start moving into the Field Creator ones. And again, if we go to subsoilers, just out of interest, got the standard in-game ones. And then at the end, we've got those 3 Field Creator ones. So there you go, that's where you'll find them all. And obviously again under the disc harrows as well. But that was Field Creator by TF2020 Mods. And then next up, we've got another pack, similar sort of idea as Field Creator in terms of sort of spreading it across the in-game equipment. This is Tensionbelt support by Door, I don't know if it's DOR or Door Schmide. Again, this is going to have varying slot counts. As you can see, those first 2 are 1 slot, these are 2. Basically what this will do is if you click on any of these pieces of equipment, it doesn't allow tension straps on the actual implement itself, if that makes sense. So let me go, say for instance a pallet fork. If you click on to sort of fasten tension straps, it doesn't work like that. It's not what that's about. Basically what this does, as far as I can see, again I've had a quick little test, if you put these implements on your flatbed trailer, you can strap them down a lot better. So instead of the straps just going flat across the trailer and going underneath all these implements and not looking very realistic, this will now allow the straps to go over the implements and make it look like they're being strapped down properly and it look a bit more realistic, if that makes sense. So that's all this mod does as far as I can tell. We because obviously anything else in here you're just changing like you would in the standard in-game thing. But there's quite a few different attachments in here. I think it's pretty much every sort of piece of equipment that attaches to skid steer loaders and everything that you can think of. So obviously you'll find it under this pack like I have, or if you go to your tools, again if we come down to say telehandler tools, this is all your standard in-game ones, and then you'll have them again eventually at the end. It just means you'll be able to strap them down a bit more realistically on your trailers. So there you go, that's the tension belt support by Schmid. And then moving on from there, we have got liquid barrels by erShaba, VSR Modding Sur. These are obviously barrels that you can buy, and they are filled up with the specific item that you actually want to buy. They're all 2 slots to buy. They're all 2 slots on console, varying prices as you can see. So we've got water barrels here at the start, €150 to buy. Liquid fertilizer, 1,200, that's 1,500 litres. I think they're all 1,500 litres, yes they are. Herbicide, 1,000 to buy. Diesel, 1,050. Silage additive, and that is it. They're a bit more pricier at 4,400. But basically you just come in, you can buy them like that. They will appear at the store, you can pull up next to them and fill up whatever you want to with them. Obviously providing the trailer or bit of equipment you're using will take these things. But pretty cool. Those you will find under pallets, they will be. So they're pretty cool, nice and handy, something a little bit different. So that's liquid barrels by erShaba, VSR Modding Sur. Right, moving on from there, we've got a few placeables, and starting off with this. This is actually a pack. This is the Hobo Farmhouse pack by OmaTana. This is the first one in the pack. I'll show you this and then I'll show you the others. Obviously they are all sleep triggers, so I can only place one down, but I thought this was the sort of more detailed one. This is 7 slots on console, and basically the description in the mod hub is if you've blown all your money on fancy buildings and loads of expensive big machinery and you forgot about your farmhouse, this is the sort of budget options for you. But it's pretty cool, very good idea. I do like OmaTana's mods. So I've left the help menu open, so we can come up to this icon here and sleep from here, but we can actually go inside. And I think it's very, very cool when you do go inside. So we can shut the door behind us. Now we can open this little cupboard here, which is actually our toilet. It's a little bit bouncy because you're banging into things. We've got a little sink, nice windows you can see out. We've got some fruit which we can pick up and throw if you want it to be very nasty. But this is the best bit, I love this. If we walk up towards the couch there, open bed. So if I press circle for myself, our little bed flicks down like that. How cool is that? We can now sleep in here as well. If we come up we can close the bed up. How cool is that? So like I say, that one's 7 slots on console. Now the others, and this one, you can find in your build mode, under buildings, and all the way across to farmhouses. So this is the pack. There's the tiny house, 7 slots, 1,000 to buy. So very, very cheap, and they get even cheaper, which I think is amazing. Next up we've got the tent, which is 3 slots and only 50 to buy. So this would be awesome if you were doing sort of some role play series out in the woods. I wish this come out a few days earlier, because I probably would have used this on my winter survival series. If you haven't checked that out, please go and check it out. So that is the tent. Then we've got the sleep bench, so you can literally just put a bench down, which is very, very cool. And then we've got the doormat, sleep doormat, which is 1 slot. Sorry, that's 2 slots, the bench, and 50 to buy. And the sleep doormat is only 5 to buy, 1 slot. So that is going to come in very handy. And again, now that we can do the toggle free mode off, we can place that right up against an existing building, pretend that is our sort of farmhouse, and we can start anywhere on any map, I would imagine. So very, very cool that. I'm quite excited about that mod. That is the Hobo Farmhouse pack by OmaTana. I'll come out of that because we've got another one from OmaTana, and I am very, very happy with this because this is probably my most favourite silo from FS19, and it is back, and we've got a couple of different options for it. So this again you'll find in your build mode, under buildings, under silos. We scroll past all the in-game ones. We have 3 different colours here, so I went for the middle one, the red and the white sort of trim. We've got the standard sort of brown one, which is more sort of similar to the one from FS19, and then we've got a white one as well. My landscaping's a bit awful over here, so don't worry about that. They are all 5 slots on console. They hold 5 million litres of pretty much everything, so you can put anything you want in these. So they're going to come in very, very handy. They are very cheap to buy as well, only 30 grand to buy. For a silo of that size, that will take anything. So that is going to be very, very handy. It does have a little light up there which does come on automatically at night as well, which is pretty cool. But obviously you'll tip in just there and you'll pipe straight out like that. So that is an awesome bit of kit. I'm chuffed and excited about that as well. So that's Silos Multi-Fruit by OmaTana. And then moving on from there, we got these two, which are basically exactly the same, but one's different slightly from the other. That does not make sense, but you know what I mean. This is Powerful Spotlights pack by Vanquish081. They are obviously spotlights. We've got 2 options for it. You find these under your build mode, under decorations, and then under lights. Scroll to the end. So there's 2. You've got the 360 big automatic. They're both 1 slots. This one is 2,150 to buy. This will come on automatically at night when all the other lights come on. And then next to that we've got the big manual, which is also 1 slot. That's cheaper, that's 1,750 to buy, but you can turn this on and off yourself, hence the manual. So this is the automatic one. You can tell the difference because we do have the sort of switch and the cable running up. So if I come up to this one first, then nothing will come up. Come up to that, the help menu, light switch on, let's look up, and there we go. It's not really going to do it justice because it's not dark enough, but you can see, and it is sort of 4 lights spread around, so very cool. That's a nice bit of kit. Put them around your farm if you want. That's the Powerful Spotlights pack by Vanquish081. Next up is these 4, and again these were quite favourite mods of mine from FS19 that have been brought over, so I'm quite excited about these as well. This is Placeable Refill Tanks by ModPassion. So we have one for seeds, solid fertiliser, liquid fertiliser and herbicide. Slightly different from FS19, so because we can now sort of fill up these tanks. But first of all, you'll find these again in your build mode. Let's come round that way. And these will be under buildings and silos. If we go right to the end, there they are, those 4 there. So the seed tank is 7,500 to place down. They are all 1 slot, just 1 slot to place, which I think's awesome. And they all hold 10,000 litres of their product as well. So the seed tank 7,500 to buy, solid fertiliser 8,500, and then the liquid fertiliser 8,500 to buy, and same with the herbicide tank as well. So if I've left the help menu on again, obviously, so we have our tip in icon, so you can drop off any excess product back in there. and you can obviously see you can take it out. We do have the spanner icon, so if we come up to there it will say refill silo. So if I click L3, we can fill it right up to 10,000, and we can go as low as 1 litre, pretty much like some of the other ones that have come out before, like so. Now what I'm going to do is fill up from the herbicide. I've got a tractor and trailer or tanker here, because it's going to come in handy for the last mod to show you. So what I'll do first is, if I come up to here, if you look at the help menu, it does say, or should say, start filling. Now if I click L3, it will not do anything because there's nothing in there. So I do need to fill that up. So whereas on FS19, once you place these down, you just automatically got your product from there. So we do have to buy them to fill them up. So I'm going to chuck 10,000 litres of herbicide in there. That is now full. If you've got your field info on, it will tell us, look, bottom right. So I'll hook up back into here and then start filling. That will start filling that up with herbicide. Fills up quite quick as well. I'm just going to stop it there, that'll do. And then if I, is a little bit fiddly the trigger, but if I get close enough, I should come up with a trigger. Oh, there it was. Yeah, as you can see, it's a little bit. There we go. And I can put some of that back in that tank now if I want, like so. But I'm going to stop that because I'm going to need some of this for the next mod. So they're pretty cool. They're come in handy. You can see me using them in the future. That is the Placeable refill tanks by DD ModPassion. And the last one of the day is this. This is the Government Drain by Kassa Farms. This is 3 slots on console, and you will find this in your build mode again. This is under production, and it will be under selling points. But this isn't a selling point, because like it says down the bottom right, I don't know if you can see it depending on what you're watching it on, but it says place on your farm to get rid of your unwanted liquids in this government drain, with a small fee of course, and in brackets it says water is free. So if you're dropping water off in there, you're not going to get charged, but anything else you are going to get charged to do it. So it's not a sale point where you can pull up and dump off your milk or whatever and get paid for it. It will take money off of you. So you can put in there milk, slurry, def, liquid fertilizer, water, which is free, diesel, digestate and herbicide. It's only 100 to place, and it is 3 slots on console. I think I've said that. It's showing 1 slot there because obviously I've placed 1 down. So what I'm going to do is this herbicide in here, I don't want it no more, so we are going to get rid of it. And if you watch our money at the top right, it will go down and it will have a minus whatever it's going to cost us to get rid of it. So start overloading, money's going down. There you go, that's cost us 263 euros. I've still got it on euros. I'm on Elm Creek, but I've got it on euros because of my Let's Plays. So yeah, it's not a sell point. It's going to charge you to get rid of things. So possibly could come in handy. Might be good for sort of a storyline somewhere along the lines for some people. But that is Government Drain by Kassa Farms. And that is it for the mods. I managed to get through without it crashing again, so I am happy. So I hope you have all enjoyed the mod review. If you have, please give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.